stay connected to people, okay? Yesterday I was talking to a lady, she's a finance broker, so she rang me and said, oh, how you going, Michael? And I can't remember her, right? But then she said, I was trying to piece the dots together, and she said, oh, Charlene used to work for you. And so I have lost contact with Charlene. She's a lovely lady. So on my things to do is Charlene's going to get a call from me just to say good day, because I'm genuinely interested to see what she's doing. And who knows where that's going to lead. Then last night I met up with Eddie, who has this unbelievable system. Quickly caught up at Nubu, and as we were sitting down there, a lady walks past. She goes, Michael. I said, yes, yep, that's me. Who are you? Alison. Then it clicked when she said from Colleen Gandini Real Estate, and we're like mates on social media, and she follows me on Insta and my stories, and you know, we pieced the dots. So, but I really want you to understand, if I stop making the calls, it just doesn't roll in. That's, you know, you've got to make the calls, and you can't hide behind the technology. Other things that I do to build relationships is I carry a notepad with me everywhere I go. I scribble heaps of notes. I try and document everything. You know, people who called on things, people I've got to follow up. It's just my way of doing everything. Like you called it, maybe a bit of a journal, you know. And sometimes I'll you know, on my day off, I'll write things that, you know, resonate with me, you know, things that I'm grateful for, whatever it may be. And I always do a lot of voice notes for my staff for database entry, okay? Because one thing is, it's all good having a database, but you need to enter the material and the notes in. So an example, when Glenn, you mentioned Irene, I had no idea where I met Irene. And then I've gone in and checked Irene and her name, and there she is, and it had the property she came through. And then there was also another note in 2015. There was another gentleman similar to Ryan who was doing calls for me, who's now a very successful agent in his own right. And there's a note in there that he'd called and touched base with her. So, you know, so there's some history, and it's very important that you have the history of the communication. I'm a big one on planning my tasks and activities before I start the day. Because if I go out the door and the phone starts ringing and I'm not in control of who I need to call, you know, the day can end up upside down pretty quickly. And normally I have young children, 3 young children, so I get up very early. I do that before the kids wake up, or after I've done a school drop-off, I'll then go down to a local cafe, quick half an hour, 45 minutes, and reassign the tasks I didn't do from the day before or the day before that, and any stuff from my notepad into my task list, so I can try and hit that day and get through 30 people, okay? 30 calls, that's what I try and do. If you don't do that planning, it's very easy then not to stay connected, because you're just dealing with so much stuff that just comes at you from, you know, during the day. And today, Ryan said as well, like when I do my call out days, a lot of the times my phone's diverted back into the office, and then they text me if it's an urgent call, but most of my office can deal with a majority of calls, you know, so they're distractions. So even today, my phone's diverted to the office and my phones are getting called and answered.